same thing, except for I got faith in our Lord and Savior Dcrl. With a hair of a god, I will take Dcrl. I'll take bad Wi-Fi in 5. I think they gentlemen sweep.
5 was a good number. I was kind of thinking the same thing. I know I didn't say it. Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who that was. I don't see the name on the POV just yet. That was Dcrl? Yeah.
Yep. That was indeed the man himself.
This almost just awesome coming right out the rip.
Yeah, not gonna lie, the man is effective in the air, and I just want to see that come to fruition. It's a nice touch by Mountain Dew Fridge, sends us long. A nice touch, almost sends it mid, but Drewski able to get that out wide. Pop off, can he follow it up? Not quite. A miss by Go Time, leaves him in the back. Dcrl gets a nice touchdown. A little block by Go Time, a little give and go action, but no one there to follow it up, and this ball floats back in the orange half.
Yeah, Drewski had a really nice clear down there, but wasn't able to follow it up. Right now, we see Drewski trying to get over one. Can he get it mid? His Go Time is going to be able to get a clear off to the corner. Can he follow it up? He can't. Paco's there to answer. Dcrl was as well. Mountain Dew Fridge getting it out towards mid. Paco might have an answer here. Gets a little 50 with Go Time. Does Pat Down have it? He does. Gets kind of into a scuffle there as it goes towards Orange's corner.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. If you were casting last game, you had a full front view. Can I just say this is literally the exact same game. It's just a kind of boomery ball, kind of power touch, but the touches are so much cleaner and the spacing is so much better. And that's just the difference between Div D and Div C. I'd love to see like a comparison, some of the stats on that, but that's a nice touch back. Dcrl's going to chase us into his corner. The orange corner is a little close here with 2 people approaching. Drewski can't make the contact, but Paco will have it easily. Can he get around 1? Not quite Go Time. Nice touch to the air, Pat Down with the follow. Can't do much here, so he's going to have to just stay behind it. A little pop mid, can't quite find its way there. Mountain Dew Fridge is going to try to work it off to the side.
Yes, he does, and Dcrl gets a big clear out to his teammate. Isn't quite able to get it, but Dcrl, maybe a little bit of an accidental fake coming out there. Dcrl's able to slot it across face into the left side of the net.
The pass, fantastic. The whiff, not amazing, but it worked as a fake. But the finish, calm, cool, collected, far side of the net. He finds it. Dcrl opens up the scoring in this match.
Absolutely, and you know we saw him trying something crazy right out the rip. So, you know he's coming out swinging. He's ready to roll. Pat Down with almost a great read coming off the backboard. Doesn't quite get it. Paco's going to go up. Mountain Dew Fridge gets a clear out the corner. Pat Down sends it over. Go Time's trying to get something going here. Dcrl with a big clear. Can he get a second touch? He does, but he 50s it with Paco. Kind of goes in his favor though. Pat Down off the wall. Gets a little high going off the ceiling, but Mountain Dew Fridge is there before him.
Yeah, he couldn't find placement on the ceiling. Mountain Dew with a nice touch mid. Dcrl's a little out of sorts, can't quite get there, so it's going to be Go Time. Go Time out of the corner. Can he get anything mid? He gets a nice touch out, gets a touch to the middle, but no one's there. Paco's going to send it back towards Drewski. Drewski back to the corner. Go Time still there. He floats this one mid hard towards Dcrl. No! Sent away. Mountain Dew Fridge is going to have to collect in the back line.
There's nothing more sad to see when you have a great pass out mid and no one from your team is there. And I just absolutely hate that feeling. And you just know that's kind of where, you know, some communication, some things in between games need to work on. But in the meantime, we have Drewski, big clear down. Dcrl's going to get a touch into the opposite corner. Go Time gets another one out towards mid to Dcrl. Doesn't quite get it as Paco sends it back into his.
Yeah, I will say having that second man follow-up is super important. However, when people cut, it gets a little more difficult. What a touch by Mountain Dew Fridge! I thought he was going to pass. A great touch here. Sends it back towards Go Time. Go Time pops it high, and Mountain Dew Fridge just lightly taps that in. Bottom left, and they find the second goal of this game, a 2-0 lead for bad Wi-Fi.
I love that look by Mountain Dew Fridge. He knew that whatever he did there, whether he missed it or not, he was just going to throw the other team off balance a little bit, and it just ends up perfectly working in the little redirect he had there.
Yeah, it's a nice touch up high. This ball floating back into the corner. Pat Down does a nice little turn, but he can't do anything with it. Floats down to Dcrl. Dcrl goes low. Pat Down able to send that one away. Mountain Dew Fridge on the follow. Pops it up high. It stays high on backboard. Drewski can't make contact. Paco back out to the corner. Mountain Dew Fridge off the sidewall. Go Time can't quite get there in time. This ball is going to stay in the middle of the field.
Bad Wi-Fi is going to try and get some more pressure put into spaced out here as Drewski does get a clear out to the corner. Dcrl tries to get one mid, kind of gets there, but Paco is able to stop him. Go Time gets a great pass out mid. No one's able to quite get what he needed there. Go Time, that's a little backwards 50 on his way out, and confuses him a little bit as Dcrl clears it down into the corner. Paco answers back. He's going to try and get a second touch out. His teammate here doesn't quite get it. Go time might do it for him as Pat Down challenges with a 50. Drewski mid. Can anyone get there? But Dcrl sends it back to the opposite wall.
Yeah, Daryl's sitting nice and pretty right on that backboard. Gets a nice touch away. Go time's going to be able to push this out. There's one thing that I'm liking. This is some good pressure here. If this has floats mid at all, it was a great clear. It's what saved him there. But if that floated mid at all, it was over. One thing I'm really liking specifically from Mountain Dew Fridge, he's able to get up and do a little bit of mechs, make a little bit of panic. He's doing well in that sort. He's getting the ball out of his own half like that. This ball's floating back. They have to play panic defense, and now Dcrl gets a free shot on net. Doesn't quite go, but it was all off Mountain Dew Fridge's momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. And that momentum is going to carry him over here as we get close to hitting the ground. There it is. And, you know, I like what you said there. Mountain Dew Fridge, it reminds me a lot of me when I was around this rank, just trying to go up for everything and just cause havoc for the other team.
And honestly, he's not even causing too much havoc. That was go time on the demo attempts, which he found 2 of them. It was specifically Mountain Dew Fridge's ability to get it out of his own half. And that was what the team last game struggled with. They couldn't get it out of their own half. They were getting stops in the center. He's working that past multiple players. Even if he misses, it's a fake, and Dcrl follows up. They get a free goal. The next one, this ball's up high. He's able to make pressure, but he was probably going for a pass initially. It just happened to work out for him.
Right, exactly. And I do want to point out, I did hear the crowd chanting it maybe a little bit, but Paco was there with what is commonly referred to now at Dcrl as the Tony Snell with the 0 stat lines across the board.
No. The 6'4" giant, the man himself, Paco, looking to make a little more flair, a little more light here as we move into the second game. Bad Wi-Fi currently have a series lead of 1-0.
Yes, they do, and Spaced Out is going to try and get some of the momentum going back their way, and I know they're fully capable. Let's just see if they're able to piece it together as Go Time sends it back down towards the opposite corner. He's going to try and follow it up again. Drewski gets maybe a little bit of an awkward touch, but kind of works out for him, but it does get 50 into the opposite corner. Yeah,
this ball floating into the blue half. Can Paco get it out? Tries to work past Dcrl. That's a beautiful touch by Dcrl. Can he get it around 2? Not quite. Drewski into the corner. This ball floating mid. Nice touch out by Go Time, but it's met well by Pat Down. Go Time passes back to nobody. Drewski on the turn. He gets a nice 50. This ball stays in the orange half for just a little longer here, but Dcrl's able to get that clear away. Mountain Dew Fridge on the follow, though. Puts it on, but no. Sent away.
I almost like seeing the ball just floating up there in, you know, kind of by the net, and I'm just hoping to see his second man come flying in. That time, unfortunately, I didn't. Pat Down gets a nice little 50 towards the corner. Doesn't get a second one. It's just going to go towards Spaced Outside. Go Time gets a nice shot on net. Is he able to secure it? He does. Great placement on the right side of the net there by Go Time.
And again, that was nothing of bad Wi-Fi's. I did anything special. It was Paco. Just a little awkward touch. Go Time on a quick follow and a good follow-up. He's able to make a nice score there. And now they're now moving into more momentum. They've got the 3-goal lead. Spaced Out have been shut out for more than 6 minutes. It's looking a little sketchy.
Sketchy indeed. The momentum.
Oh, what a shot by Mountain Dew Fridge!
As I was saying, this momentum is carrying him loads right now. As we saw in the last series, it's working the same exact way. Bad Wi-Fi. Mountain Dew Fridge gets a nice shot towards the top of the net there from basically the far edge of the wall. I mean, you couldn't have placed that any better. Yeah,
another touch by the enemy team used against them. A little bit of an awkward touch into their back line. Maybe I think they just need to start shooting forward, but Dcrl with it open! Backboard read, and he finds it. He's not missing that. That's Dcrl for you.
Bad Wi-Fi is putting in a statement now. We all knew Dcrl could do this stuff, and he's just showing it off right here, right in front of everyone at land, like we knew he could.
We've got Go Time on a quick Go Time. We got Mountain Dew Fridge on a beautiful angle. We got Dcrl doing what he does best, showing off a little bit of those mechs. This team is right now performing at what we expect from them. I want to see more, just purely out of my own delight.
I know Daryl's wearing a jersey. It might be a little bit of a superstitious thing, but it's working out for him, whatever it is. Pat Down gets a great clear towards their side. Can he get a second one? He might get a shot. He doesn't. Gets popped straight up. Dcrl sends it down toward, can't quite get it on net. Paco's going to try and control this in the corner, see if he can get something going in the air with this. Does get 50, but it works out in his favor. Pat Down's going to race here with Go Time, see if he can get it. He does beat him, dusts him even. Can he get another one mid? Not really, but it works out that way anyways. It's cleared out. Paco, shot bar down, doesn't quite get it. Can it go? Drewski doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, and I was going to say that's a Paco shot and a half. Not the missing part, but the accuracy out of nowhere, and a way that it avoids the entirety of the defenders. This is awkward, though. Mountain Dew Fridge hits this one to the sidewall. Daryl's there. He puts one off to the back wall. A nice touch away. I want to see more of that from Paco. I want to see good follow-ups, but that's going to require Drewski and Pat Down getting it out of their own half.
I know Spaced Out might be a little stressed with how much the ball is in their half right now, but they do need to just take a breath sometimes on these hits. He could have easily scored that, but he just placed it a little too high. Pat Down trying to get another one. Mountain Dew Fridge with the pressure as always. He's going to go for a bump here. Doesn't quite get it, but it falls right in front. Isn't able to put it right on net.
Yeah, that gets sent away, and Drewski clearing a path, able to get one. A little bit of an angle here. Pat Down can't quite find it, but Drewski from the back line. This ball is sitting mid, but no one can put it on. Drewski tries to put it mid again. This ball's popped up, followed up by two of them. It's a double commit, but will they be able to do anything with it? My guess is probably not, considering Dcrl just sits behind this ball, gets a couple touches, delays for his teammates. His teammates have boost now. They've got time. This ball, it's up high. Drewski gets it back to the corner, but guess who's going to be there? Mountain Dew Fridge follows up quickly. Can he get anything on this angle? Not quite. Popped up away. Dcrl on the follow, and they are just playing textbook rotations. Even when they mess up, they're doing what they need to get back into position.
I am loving some of the touches I'm seeing, especially coming from a Div D game. They're a lot more controlled and calculated, especially from this bad Wi-Fi team, as they're just putting on a clinic right now in this game too.
Oh,
Go time is up and puts it. Bartel, can it go? A wonderful shot nonetheless coming out from Go Time. Isn't able to find the target. Pat Down coming in. 50s at Mountain Dew.
That shot I'm very upset with. Pat Down had time and he had space and he had boost. He needed to take his time. He needed to find a way to work around it. Instead, he launches it towards the opponent's side and then tries to follow it up out of nowhere. That's not going to do him any good. I want to see a little pop, maybe a bump, maybe an attempt at a ground to air, maybe something, a flick, anything. Oh, Dcrl, please put that away. Oh, it was close. This ball floats mid, Mountain Dew Fridge off the redirect. But yeah, I want to see a little more out of Pat Down analytically. That was just not good for him. I want to see more.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, like I said earlier, it's just these calculated touches are what's going to win a team. I believe I said that in the last series, but knowing when to hit it hard and when to control it is going to be key. Really, with any series, you could say that about anything in this game, but you know, these lower ranks, it's all about recognizing that.
Can I just say Go Time is playing extremely well in the defensive pressure? Oh no, Dcrl. A little pop-up, no defense, able to get there in time. Pat Down a little awkward in the back of the net, no boost. And he finds himself a brace.
Not only was Pat Down awkward, but he turned around to see Dcrl flying right at him. Either way, that ball was going in, whether he got a touch or not.
Yeah, you never know. He could have just boom.
He could have.
Dcrl passes it back to his
here.
own side. It's a little awkward, but they're going to have time. The opponents did not move up quick enough. This ball is just laying in this orange half. Go Time on the turn. Can he get it on target? Yes, he can. And Go Time secures himself a brace.
Yeah, if I'm spaced out right now, I'm taking early game 3 timeout. I just think just a little bit communication. I don't know what's happening really, but they need to talk something out because whatever they're doing, it's not working.
I think this is football. They need to ice the kicker. And currently the kickers are all three kicking like madmen.
Right. Yeah, we have 3 Justin Tuckers on the right now.
I'm going to use a different kicker for that one.
Go for it, because I'm a few years behind.
No, we'll ignore that one. All right, bad Wi-Fi. Able to take that and move into a 2-game lead. Do we have a timeout? We will see. Yes, timeout coming through, and we will find ourselves kind of just relaxed here. We get to sit here and just watch. A couple demos came in this game, a bit more pressure, but it was just after a certain point, it was just the bad Wi-Fi show, and no one was stopping them.
Yeah, bad Wi-Fi is playing on LAN servers right now, and it is working in their favor. I think spaced out before they talk about anything. I think they all just need to take a breath. Series not over, and there's still a lot of game to be played. We all know they're capable of playing a really good series here.
Yeah, I think Dcrl is, honest to God, playing like he's in a training pack. And it's honestly hilarious to look at. The momentum, the movement, he's not second-guessing it at all. He doesn't need to. He's not lagging. This is a rare occurrence for him. He gets 8 ping for one set of a couple series a year if he can make LAN. And he's going to use it to his pure advantage.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where the common complaint of I was lagging might have had some weight during the regular season, because we're seeing right now what they can do with good ping.
Yeah, it definitely does, because when I streamed and casted a couple of their games early season, and they lost. They lost games that I thought they could win. And specifically, I watched Dcrl do like 2 insane clips, and I'm like, if this man has 8 ping at LAN, the rest of the teams are done. And so I watched as he slowly slid through and made his way through the lowers in the playoffs, and now that he's here, I mean, it's just textbook. He's just doing what he's used to at this point.
Yeah, and like I said, last season, Dcrl was giving me trouble. I was a Div C captain, and I think he was a 3rd-man pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah, he was giving me trouble
CBS.
on the okay, now you don't really need to remind me, but yeah, Dcrl is a menace, and I've had the opportunity to cast him, I think 2 times before, but yes, great player as we see him go into the start of game. Is this game 3?
This is indeed game 3. Paco, he's up high. Can he get anything mid? It's a little too powerful. This ball's going to float to the outside. Mountain Dew can't get there in time. Drewski with a nice touch. Go time. Pushes us out. I don't like that. It's a little too short, but Dcrl gets there in time, pushes a good 50, and pushes forward even farther. Can he do anything here? This ball floats back to Mountain Dew. It's a high ball. You know who's going to read that? Probably Dcrl. Nope, he doesn't. He decides to let his teammate take it in. Not quite. Dcrl's going to rotate out, Mountain Dew in. And honestly, this pressure has already started. I want to know what they talked about, what they needed to figure out in that timeout, because I'm not seeing any of it right at this exact moment.
You know, I think I'm maybe seeing a little bit more, I don't want to say passive, but maybe just more thoughtfulness going into some of the touches. But at the same time, they do need to make sure they're keeping pressure, staying a little bit faster pace. Pat Down's going to try and do it here off the wall. Doesn't quite get the touch he needs, and that's the kind of thing you just need to take that extra half a second to just think, where do I need to hit this? How do I need to hit this?
That's a nice touch by Mountain Dew for his ball floating mid. Can he get anything longer? Yes, he can. Out towards Drewski, though. Drewski to Pat Down. Pat Down, no boost. Doesn't stay on the wall, so he had no touch. Ball floating back into their half. Paco, awkward defense. It's off the woodwork, and nobody finds anything there. Mountain Dew Fridge with a nice touch to delay, but this is looking a little sketchy.
One of my last series there on the Goofy Goobers where the ball just wouldn't go in. But anyways, we got Pat Down maybe trying to turn on this. I don't know who's going for the ball. Mountain Dew Fridge gets a 50 off of Pat Down. He sends it up high. It's going to drop down maybe. Dcrl gets control. Nice touch off the ceiling. He's going to get a second touch here. Maybe on net. No one is back. Dcrl, just the easiest net of his life right here in the series.
I think they might have sent 2 on accident. I don't see Paco, but he's moved forward. He's too far forward. Dcrl, with the momentum off that jump, able to get in there, able to put a shot on target, and out of nowhere, bad Wi-Fi have a lead. This momentum that they were supposed to gain by taking that timeout is gone, and it's just looking rough. Currently, Spaced Out have been shut out for so long.
Me and Coop talked about Rocket League being a mental game last series, and we can see it playing effect here because I think they're just struggling mentally, well as physically here. But Mountain Dew Fridge gets a nice little clear out. Drewski's going to be able to knock it down, but it goes mid.
Remind me, there wasn't a single goal last drive. He Spaced Out last game?
I think so.
So we are currently on almost 12 and a half minutes of no goals for Spaced Out 2.0. But Paco, can't quite find it.
Mountain Dew Fridge takes it up the wall off of his miss. Gets another nice touch under one.
Oh!
And the last one goes missing, and it's going to be an easy goal for Mountain Dew Fridge. That is just not what you need coming up from Space Out right now.
Yeah, and honestly, if this game goes the way that they want it, this is an elimination match. We're moving into a match point if they win this in this specific game. The series is on the line here. I think that every single ounce of momentum they could gain left has got to come in the next minute and a half here, or it's all over.
Yeah, I've been in that last person shoot so many times where you think your teammate's got a nice little touch, but he didn't. He misses, and it's just going to happen again here.
Mountain Dew Fridge.
It is just completely falling apart from Space Out right now.
Yeah, honestly, a little textbook here. This ball falls. He beats out Drewski. Drewski probably should have been a little more patient. One of them probably should have been back, but it's like it's ifs and buts and maybes and no absolutes.
It's the goals that the whiffs that you wish you could have back, because you're gonna have nice plays like that, and you just wish you didn't you missed the easy ones when they come.
Yeah, it's a nice touch though by Drewski. Can he move again? Oh, he almost finds one up there. Can't quite. This ball staying in the orange half for a moment longer, but Pat Down awkward. Can't make contact. This ball is left just to defend by Dcrl. He gets up. He gets an easy one. They don't do anything with it. And magically, they went from having some really good pressure for about 5 seconds to They're back to getting shot on constantly as Go Time launches one to the backboard. Another one, yes he can. Anything mid, yes he can. Another one on Mountain Dew Fridge. And Go Time, a textbook pass. Mountain Dew Fridge, a textbook answer.
Yes, that was a very, very nice pass. I thought, you know, he should have maybe gone for a demo, but that just worked way better than a demo could have, because it might have not even demoed him. That was just a way better option, and he saw that way before I did.
Yeah, bad Wi-Fi currently looking like they could honestly make their way back up. They're looking dangerous. If Silver Leveling are watching down there, which I know they are, this is looking like a team that you're going to have to beat, and you're going to have to beat convincingly if you want to make a statement that you can actually win land this year.
Right, especially with Silver Leveling falling earlier today, as they did sweep through playoffs, but got shut down pretty handedly in LAN earlier today. So yes, it will be a team to look out for when you're Silver Leveling.
Yeah, Mountain Dew Fridge is a nice touch to the corner. A little bit of a bump. It works out somehow, but Pat down tries to send this long. Dcrl chooses to stay low. Go Time on the follow. He gets a nice touch to the back wall. Can he do anything more? Not quite. Paco trying to get out of his own half. He goes low, but Mountain Dew Fridge is there. Waiting. Mountain Dew Fridge has boost. The others don't. Drewski is going to be able to collect this long, but he's, again, low boost. It's a plague of this team. Pat down finally gets some, and it's immediately dunked. And it's just sent to the corner. Like, there's nothing going on here. Dcrl just a little pop mid, and it's just another shot on, another ball forward, and they've been shut out for almost 15 minutes, Steve. This is insane.
Yeah, bad Wi-Fi is just increasing the pressure as the games go on here. That little possession there, bad Wi-Fi was all over Spaced Out, and they just couldn't do anything. They had no boost, they couldn't get good touches, nothing. But we will see Pat down with a nice attempt here. He gets it mid. Paco gets not quite the greatest touch, but there's no answer back from Spaced Out. Not as they could, do much in the first place, but
they had a two-on-one situation. All they needed to do was be like, hey, go demo. Crazy enough, if they went and demoed, that was a free goal. It's like, it's opportunities they're not realizing because they are hyper fixating on trying not to get scored on, which in turn is making it worse for them. Mountain Dew Fridge, though, looking fantastic, shooting 100% and scoring a very, very nice hat trick.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We did see the Mountain Dew Fridge show in that game, and just the bad Wi-Fi dominance continues.
Oh, Drewski with a bit of a Tony Snell.
Did he have one?
Sad to say it's true. But we're going to hope that they can pick it up a little bit more. We've still got a lot of series left if they can kick it into second gear and then into third and then keep moving forward. Because right now, they are sitting in reverse.
Yes, indeed they are. Man, I bet Spaced Out wishes they maybe had one more timeout. Maybe, I don't know. They just need. I think it all comes down to talking with your teammates and knowing where your teammates are, because they're trying to all make solo plays and it's just not working.
No, it really isn't. And honestly, it's not too crazy to believe that they would magically get a lot more offensive pressure if they just realized what touches they were going for. They're shooting, they're playing, they're effectively moving like zombies. And it's I get it. Your mental's a little shot, your game's been a little rough, but you've got to pick it up when you can, and right now is your last chance. One of the hardest games to win is match point, so we'll see if they can make that come true and at least get one game back and try to push for that gentleman's sweep.
Yes, and I'm sure bad Wi-Fi is feeling very confident right now, but they also need to watch out because Spaced Out wants this bad, even though, they've gone scoreless thus far. But I wouldn't get too comfortable with my bad Wi-Fi yet. I still think Spaced Out can make a little bit of a name for themselves, but Go Time gets a great clear down to the back wall.
Yeah, it was a nice clear, but Paco, he's going to be able to get this one out, but it's straight to Mountain Dew Fridge. A nice turn by him. He's going to leave them time. Dcrl going for the backboard. Can he get anything mid? No, he cannot. But Mountain Dew Fridge goes for the follow. Drewski a little pop. Dcrl keeps it there, but Paco's going to be able to get it out. Low boost, clearing the line here for Spaced Out 2.0. A nice demo. Can't quite find anything, but I love that pressure. I love that demo. The issue is now the rotation's a little shot. Then he can get some movement here. Pat with a nice touch to the corner, but he's not going to be able to follow. No boost. This ball floating back down. Drewski can't read. Paco, though, on the follow. He gets a nice touch. I don't think I've seen a single shot from Paco since game one. That one crossbar ringer. I want to see another one here. A nice touch by Pat down there. Can't find its mark. And we are going to keep the pressure on here if you're Spaced Out 2.0.
Yeah, Spaced Out needs to keep this going because eventually they will crack. Pat down gets it Nice little controlled touch. Drewski gets one. Pat down sends it high. And a big bump coming out from Paco. Drewski keeps it alive, though. Can he get a touch? He goes missing. Pat down's going to be able to get it kind of towards net.
Oh,
here.
please go in! Let's go! Let's go!
That is exactly what Space Down needed right now. That pressure is what they needed.
16 minutes and 40 seconds shut out. Magically, they find one back. And we got a game on our hands, folks.
I need to turn my headphones down maybe a little bit after that. But no. Paco tries to get another one. He almost gets it too. Drewski, a little bit of a team bump. That's not good. Dufridge is going to be able to clear it down. Go time was missing. But it's
no
go,
turn, and Dcrl finds it, and we are tied up again. Mountain Dufridge finds a great touchdown. Go time. Probably needs to make contact there, but doesn't. But Daryl's there. No touch from the defenders. I honestly think Drewski should have turned in way sooner, but maybe that's just me.
Yep. You know, great answer back from Bad Wi-Fi, realizing how many Spaced Out members went missing there. Paco's going to try and get something happening here. Teammate clears it. Mountain Dufridge gets one. Paco's there right away. Can he get a second? He can't. Daryl gets a control touch. He gets a nice flip, but right down to Pat down. Drewski gets I don't know if it was Drewski or not. Paco answering back. Mountain Dufridge pinched to the other wall.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
That was a nice touchdown. Go time, picks it up. Can he get out of his own half? He goes high here. He's got no boost, but he's got a touch at least, and this ball's going to float back into the blue half, back in the blue line. Drewski with a nice clear, but it's straight to Mountain Dufridge, who gets a good turn. Drewski's on it, though. Immediately down to Paco. Paco sends it back mid to Pat down. Pat down to backboard, puts it away. Maybe not quite. And Mountain Dufridge is going to try to get a clear here. Low boost, though. A nice meet by Drewski is going to leave him in the middle. Paco beats Mountain in the air. And Mountain Dufridge out of his own corner to touch out Daryl with a misflip. A touch by Pat down. Finds another one. And Spaced Out 2.0 finally have another lead.
Spaced Out are making plays that we knew they could make, and it's finally just connecting for him now. Pat down, another great shot. Opportunities there. He puts in the open net. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, fantastic touch there, fantastic shot, and we find ourselves back in it here for Spaced Out. This ball rolling back in the corner, a nice touch high. Can Paco follow in the air? He goes for a touchdown, can't quite find it. Mountain Dufridge with a nice collect to the outside, but Drewski, he's sitting there, he lies in wait. This touch, a nice little collect by Daryl, can't get it over Pat down. This ball's going to float down. Is anyone there? But it's an own goal, and Pat down, out of the will of God himself, finds another one.
I actually thought that was one of the Bad Wi-Fi
or
Spaced Out members at first.
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
Yeah, but no, it was just an unfortunate own goal. I thought it was a great shot, but unfortunately, no.
I mean, ask Tyler H.E. You can always find a great shot on your own net.
I know.
But that was a fantastic situation now. Because Pat down with a nice pop, Paco with a nice follow, and magically they go from being in the back corner of life to a breath of fresh air here as this ball, it's not over till it's over though, as Daryl tries to push it out of his own half. Mountain Dufridge with a dookie, can't find it. Pat down to the outside, can't find the touch. But Drewski on the follow, puts it top right, can't find it though. Nice touch to the outside by Daryl, is going to leave him a little bit of time. Pop to the backboard though, and it's just an awkward double commit. Pat down follows, can't quite find it. A touch to the side by Paco is going to leave him a little worse for wear.
It was a little bit of a miscommunication there, but even though they're only up by 2 goals, it's like a complete flip here. Spaced Out just seemed to kind of be more locked in this game. Paco gets a nice controlled clear off the backboard, gets it down to a teammate, doesn't quite get there, but he might be able to get a second touch here. No, Pat down was up there. Paco gets a nice clear down. He's got an open net here, doesn't quite get the flick. That's an unfortunate miss there. Daryl's going to be able to control it off the wall here. It goes to the corner after a bad touch, but Drewski is able to regain control.
A little bit of life breathed into this team. I can't speak right now, but honestly, Bad Wi-Fi might honestly still have a chance here. We've got 24 seconds left, and they've scored more goals in less time. So this ball popped mid. Mountain Dufridge on it, puts it away, and Bad Wi-Fi find one back.
You breathed it into existence there. That was a great pass going from Daryl, and a great, Mountain Dew couldn't have missed that. I mean, he could have, but it was just a perfect pass.
I mean, anyone can miss anything. Let's be honest here. This is
Exhibit
Dcrl.
A right here.
A nice little touch by Mountain Dew Fridge. It pings into the corner. Pat down, tries to get out of his own half, but Daryl's there. He finds one down. Is anything going to follow here? Go time, an accidental touch with their own teammate sends us back towards their own half. This ball floating back into their side. Mountain Dew Fridge on his back foot. Can they find anything out of their own half? It's going to be go time. He pops it up once. It flows a little mid. A nice little pop by Daryl's going to keep it alive, but this ball is going to fall and spaced out. Take their first game of the series.
Mountain Dew Fridge had the opportunity, he missed it, and it will go to spaced out for the first win of this series. And I am sure they are loving that right now. That's probably the kind of boost that they may have needed.
Oh, I don't doubt that they are elated, and I cannot wait to see how this continues, as bad Wi-Fi still looked pretty dominant for a good portion of the game. It just wasn't holding long enough. It needed a little bit more, and it would have been just what they needed. Sadly, their defense crumbled a little bit. Maybe it was gentlemanly. Maybe it was a bit of just awkwardness. I mean, you get rid of that one own goal, and magically that goes to overtime. So I think spaced out, can't think that they have the full momentum brace considering that garbage time goal, but bad Wi-Fi. I mean, they still look almost undefeatable in the series.
Yeah, this next game is going to be, this quote-unquote prove-it game from Spaced Out to see if they can keep that same pressure and keep that momentum that they had going into this win. Here we go as Game 5 is starting. Let's hope Spaced Out can continue the pressure, and let's hope bad Wi-Fi knows where to adjust.
Yeah, that was a good touch by Daryl. He's able to get to the outside. I don't like that touch, but it somehow works, and it's floating towards the net, but it can't find its way in. Go time on the back line. It's going to send it back to the corner. Daryl, no boost, forced to play back wall. A nice touch by Go time is going to keep it to the side. Daryl still no boost. This is awkward for them, but Go time with a nice little touch to the side off Pat Down's attempted shot. Mountain Dew Fridge pops this one up high. Go time might be able to get up in time. Yes, he can. Mountain Dew Fridge can't, though. Pat down this ball, floating mid. Daryl's up. He's able to make a nice save to the side, and Go time will follow it up quickly.
Yes, great clear coming up Go time. Isn't able to get the second one. It goes high over Paco. Mountain Dew Fridge is going to try and regain control here, but Pat down has an unfortunate touch. I don't think he meant to do that. Go time's going to get it cleared down to the corner. Drewski's going to catch it. Let's see if he can make something happen here. 50 with Daryl goes in Daryl's favor. Mountain Dew Fridge is going to be able to be there. Sends it to the opposite wall. It might be Drewski's ball here as Daryl goes up. Doesn't get the 50. Go time turns. Trying to make a little bit out to the corner here. He does.
I love that. I love that touch to the side. It might not work for him here. Pat down moves around two. Slots it away and it finds the woodwork and no one else. The fourth defender finds its way through.
I am loving the crowd's reaction right now. They're really getting into this game as much as you are, Penn, and it is great energy.
Yeah, as Daryl tries to find this to the backboard. Honestly, this is a little sketchy there, but Mountain Dew Fridge is able to play this to the outside. Drewski with a whiff. Mountain Dew Fridge plays behind this ball. Can he get anything to go? Off the back wall. Is anyone there to read? Go time flying in. This ball flows out to Daryl. Daryl gets met quickly, though. Pat Down's going to have an opportunity. He whiffs. This ball, the net is open. Paco hits it against the sidewall. Is anyone there to follow? Daryl's up in the air, but can't find it. A touch to the side. This ball floats mid. Go time, can't quite find it off the side touch, and this ball is going to get rotated out back into the orange hat.
A lot of real big plays with a lot of...
Oh, angles!
There it is.
Angles!
Thank God he scored because I didn't know what word I was trying to say there.
Mountain Dew Fridge got an A+ in geometry, or at least in high school, as he finds a nice little side angle there. It's reminiscent of the first game, and we are looking a little rough as one goal away, and it's going to be much more difficult for Spaced Out 2.0 to come back here.
Because both teams are going to want the same thing here. They're going to just try and control here. He goes straight up. Pat Down's going to maybe, nope, Go time's there. He gets an answer. Daryl's able to find it though.
Oh, I
off
like
the
that.
Wall. He doesn't get the read. I think he tried to put that on net there. Didn't quite get it. Drewski goes up, goes missing as well as Go time.
I like that even when Daryl went to the mechs, he actually held on to boost. He maintained it so he could get back in time. I like the patience, the hesitance, the humbleness in that aerial. This ball floats mid though for Mountain Dew Fridge. He launches one to the backboard. Paco forced to read. He's able to get that out long. Straight back towards Mountain Dew Fridge again. He pops that one up high. Daryl doesn't use a lot of boost, but he's able to get it out off a clear from the opponents. But Drewski Able to get this one off to the side as Dcrl gets demoed. This ball floating back into the blue half, and this ball is going to go back actually to the orange half. Is Go Time forced on his back foot, and Dcrl forced to clear it out long.
Yeah, just to kind of pedal on what you said there. It's the thing that separates a good and a bad player. If you get a bad touch, a good player can follow it up. Still.
Oh, what a touch from Dcrl!
It doesn't matter. Dcrl sends it back.
Yeah, no, I completely understand what you're saying. That touch, like a good touch or even like a good recovery, makes or breaks a player. Dcrl there finds a beautiful one on target from deep off a nice pass from his own teammate. The other team pushed a little too far up, found themselves in a little bit too washed of a situation, and Mountain Dewfridge and Dcrl are looking to end this game out now.
Yes, absolutely. Spaced out. Need to kind of turn on the jets a little bit, because if they don't, they are going home. I mean, they need to put on a little bit of pressure here.
They definitely do. That's a whiff from one. This ball floating towards his blue line. Drewski sends this mid. It's awkward, and the power of friendship, the three-man army find it in the back of the net.
Big bodies coming in on the goal line. They are able to squeeze it through.
Oh, man. Call that the Three Musketeers right there. And Bad Wi-Fi still has a lead, though. A minute 25 left. There's enough time, but will they find their way back into the series?
I think they're definitely able to if they play like they did last game, but Bad Wi-Fi just has that dominance they've had throughout the whole series. Pat down with a little bit of an awkward on the post there. He does get control, getting some nice dribble. Can't get it past Dcrl as he 50s it to the wall. Dcrl's going to try something crazy here.
He went for a sidewall read, but couldn't quite find it. Mountain Dewfridge, though, pops this one mid. It's awkward. Pat down forced to send long. Dcrl, he gets a demo. Can't quite get the clear right away. Is forced to play it to the back wall. He does well, though. Gets it off the wall again. This ball is awkward, but it's going to go off just slightly. It was close. Honestly, I thought it was going to go in. This ball straight to Mountain Dewfridge. Can't find a shot on target. Back into the corner, and Go Time will be forced to push forward. He does well. Mountain Dewfridge again. Is this one on? Not quite. Oh, he's just shooting a little too long to the side each time.
You know, I'm seeing, Dcrl's able to do some crazy stuff on the ball, but he's also getting a lot of, spaced out whiffs on a lot of his shots, and it's giving him a real easy time.
It's faking, though, and that's what's important. It's giving his team time to move around and get in position with these balls. If they knew that they were going to whiff every time, I mean, this wouldn't be a 2-1 lead with 10 seconds left. That's a nice touch there by Go Time. He's going to send it long, 7-6. We're finding ourselves in the back foot. They need one here. They need one now to keep their season alive. The ball floats out to the outside as my prediction comes to fruition. We've got a gentleman sweep.
Indeed, we do. Bad Wi-Fi. A big, props to both Mountain Dewfridge and Go Time, but huge performance from Dcrl out of this series.
Yeah, fantastic, man. That's what we want to see. Fantastic performance from the man himself. He's got good Wi-Fi. He's got a way into this LAN, and now he's only got two things left in front of him. A man by the name of Tyler 8G and a team of Crossbar Kings.
Yeah, spaced out. Unfortunately, maybe runs out of oxygen, if you will, for the second time in LAN, unfortunately. We saw the performance, we saw that what they were able to do in that second to last game there, but just unfortunately Bad Wi-Fi just had a grip on them from the very start.
Yeah, and this goal right here, the three-man army, I mean, it worked. It got a goal, but they just could not find any offensive pressure. I think it was just a little bit of inopportune rotations by Drewski, a little bit of awkward touches, and then just getting a little outclassed mechanically. And all in all, it kind of just divulged into a 4-1 win.
I think a big turning point might have been right away when Dcrl going for that flipper set. He might have maybe put spaced out, shaking in their boots a little bit right off the gate, and it definitely could have happened. I don't know. I think Dcrl struck some fear into spaced out throughout the whole series.
I can't deny mechs make a man think, and that man can maneuver, and he maneuvered really well right off the rip there. He found a beautiful little touch to the backboard, almost went for the flip reset. We didn't see that again, but we saw multiple double tap backboard reads, a couple of stuff like that, and he found himself a series win, and we will have him on momentarily here as soon as he puts his headset on. And honestly, a fantastic game from Bad Wi-Fi. How you feeling, Dcrl?
Pumped up, baby! Let's go!
Hell yeah. All right, well, I got a couple questions for you. First one, how does it feel to have good Wi-Fi?
Man, I like Bad Wi-Fi. That's why we named it after us.
We kind of use it to our advantage. You know, the leg spikes, they don't know what's going on, balls in their net, but it's nice to have good Wi-Fi every once in a while.
Yeah, I guess, but I got to ask you, with only 8 ping, how your mech's feeling?
Oh, man, I'm crispy right now. I play on a 32-inch monitor, so it's a little different. I can barely see the ball. It's like I'm hitting a little golf ball out there, but, you know,
Yeah.
It's good, though. I like it.
Yeah, man, you looked fantastic. I think Steve specifically said you might have struck a little fear with that little attempt at the flipper set off rip.
I had to. I was free. It was right there.
It was right there. I can't deny I'd probably do the exact same thing. And as we move through this series, I want to ask you, what was going through your guys' mind after specifically the Game 3 win? Did you know it was over? And what happened after you lost that Game 4?
I mean, once we walked up on the stage, we knew it was over. But when we lost, my plus. Come on, bro, you got to have confidence in games.
I
Listen,
know.
No, after we lost that one game, I was like, I got to give them one. At that point, we had them shut out, and that was what the first goal they scored. So, we figured we'd give them it. Consolation prize. Thank you for coming. But honestly, no, they played really well. I just told them, I was like, it is what it is. Let's lock back in, and we're messing around when they're on timeout, but.
Yeah, honestly, you guys looked fantastic. I had to ask you, what improvements have you seen from your teammates throughout the season?
Oh, man, everything. Just everything. I mean, passing. We're not like a crazy passing play team. Spaced Out was doing pretty good at passing, but that's something that we still have to work on. But, I mean, even just solid hits, aerials.
Give me a specific per player. I want to hear it.
Go time, definitely
Yeah.
aerials. He's getting up there, and he's hitting them now. Beginning of the season, it was a little shaky, and but he's hitting them now. He's hitting them good, and he's doing great on defense as well. That's also went up. And then when it comes to Montaigne, Fridge.
Montaigne.
Honestly, he's just becoming just